Hello guys, welcome back to another video. In this video we will be looking at today's market, which was NFP. And if you're not familiar with NFP, it's a news event that happens every first Friday of the month, and there's always big moves. And we will look back and analyze what how the trade went, the trades we took today went, and how you could have caught these trades as well. So NFP always starts at 5:30 a.m. and as we can see, this was the candle that happened at 5:30 a.m. NFP. In the span of 1 minute, over 100 pips, 10 points on gold drop. So I know there's people that will tell you don't trade NFP. That's basically gambling, and in a sense, sometimes it could be because just of the such a huge risk you are taking. There's people who put buy stops or sell stops, sell limits, and to trade NFP. But we will be looking at how you could trade it after the NFP if you're not too comfortable trading NFP. So let's get started. Before the day was starting, around 4:30 a.m. from 3:30 a.m. to before NFP, we could see that the market was trending, and we could draw a trend line from this wick and just extend it. Let's make it touch this one. And we have our 3 points, which are when you have 1 point here, we have the other point here, and we have our third point here to make it a valid trend line. And we can see that at 5:29 is when it broke that trend line. So without even, and if you guys see my video before, the candlestick pattern I was talking about, it formed it right here. The big bearish candle followed by two bullish candles that do not engulf the initial candle. You could have entered the trade here with the candlestick pattern of the last video that I made. You should go check that out if you haven't checked it out. And once it broke, you could have entered sales. And you have to be confident in your analysis. And we can see there that it dropped more than 10 points. And if what you guys can say, how did you know when to get out? Because as we can see, it reversed, right? So I was anticipating a drop followed by a reversal of the market. If we go to the daily chart, we could come here and we could take out our fib, place it from the bottom of the 13th of December. All right, now let's go on lower time frames. Let's go on the 1 hour. We can see that on the 3rd, 2 days ago, it came to reach the 50% level and it respected it. It just hit it twice that day, and then it started going up. So what we can do is what I if it were to come back to respect that, to come back to that level, we could have we could see if it was going to respect the 50% level or not. And if we come here, let's go to the 5-minute chart. This is when it went to the this is when it was at the 50% level of the fib for buys. So obviously once it hits here, you wouldn't enter the buy, but you would see here that after here it created a resistance at 2024. It came to retest the level, it dropped, but it still respected this level. Once it broke over, it came to retest the 50% level. That could be that was a good entry with a low risk around 5 points. You could have risked it. And enter the trade. And after that, we can see that it went up from 2030 all the way to 2064. It went about over 30 pips in profit. Obviously, you may be able to trail stop loss, and one way that I trail my stop loss is if we go to lower time frames again. Let's take this initial trend line out, and let's draw another trend line. So we can see that the market, once it respected the 50-30, it came here to respect this support, came to respect it, and then we started going up. So there was no real, if we see to the left, there's no real resistance that was to be found. So we could trail stop loss like this using trend lines. So what happened here? Once it were to break this trend line, if it were to break it, I would get out the trade. But it didn't. It kept respecting it. And something that helps me is always try to find wedges in the market. This was at 7:30 a.m. So on this trend, it started making a rising wedge. On top of that, you see so much resistance on this level that wanting to break it at 7 a.m. It broke it. There was news also. It broke it and it went for another 2046 to 2062. 18 points. 18 points on gold, 180 pips. And those are some trades that we are missing out on. Once again, here again at around 7:30 a.m. It's still early in the day. Still early in the day. We can see that the market decided to make another trend. Another trend line. We could see here it came to create. If you guys are familiar with this pattern, you guys already know which one I am drawing out. It came to create a head and shoulders. And we know that once it breaks the support of the head and shoulders, is going to keep on going down. So this would be a great entry point right here. Once it breaks the break of the trend on this candle, you could have entered, and after that, held your trade. I'm currently still holding mine. Enter the trade there, and let's wait. So what analysis for the upcoming week, because this day is about to end, is if we can see, we go back to the 1 hour time frame. We see that we are currently in a downtrend. It's making lower lows, lower highs, lower lows, lower highs. And my analysis for next week is we will continue this trend, this downtrend towards the downside. But yeah, that was what happened today in NFP. It was a really crazy day. But these are the days where you see what kind of trader you are. If you guys have any questions, any comments, please leave them down in the comments. You guys want me to go over some stuff that you guys have questions, leave them down in the comments and I will gladly do my best to go over them. But for right now, this is it. I hope you guys have a great day, a great weekend, and we will see each other next week.